So we are going to start our drawing from this side of the last. So we started drawing from here. So we are going to measure the width for this strap. We're going to take a measurement from here to somewhere here, 1 inch, 1 inch measurement. So we take the drawing from that point, and as we go down, we spread it a little bit. So as we take it down, we spread it a little bit at the further edge here. So now let's draw our counter line. Here is our counter line. Then we pick the drawing from the edge here, take it down like this with a curve here, and then we take it to this point, here. Now the gap from here to here is about half inch, so take note of that. So now we take another line from here. Before then, let's take a measurement. We're going to take a measurement. The width is going to be 0.7 inch. So we take another line from that measurement. That is going to be the width of this one, and take it down to hit this place too. So from here to here is about half inch. That's where the straps that will, remember there's going to be a strap that will come down here. So from here to here, half inch. Gap in between the two will be about 0.3, then another half inch. So take that measurement to be sure that you have enough space at the back here where the straps will go in. Understand? So if you don't have enough space from here to here, the strap is coming from here down to this point. Understand? So half inch, the gap in between 0.3, then this one comes to this point. If the gap is not enough, you shift the lines. So let's take this diagram again from here, take it to the instep. So now let's take the width for the buckle strap. Remember, this is the buckle strap. We're taking 0.7 inch again, and then we take the diagram from that measurement, 0.7 inch. That's the width for the buckle strap. Then we take it to the instep also. Hope you can see it properly. So we take it to this point here. So you see what we have. You see the diagram. We are done with the drawing. Hope you can see it. Hope you see it properly. So remember what I said here. Make sure you have enough space here. If not, you move the lines a bit forward. Understand? So now let's cut out the pattern. This is our center line here. See it? So take note of that. Let's cut the pattern out now. So after cutting the pattern out from your last, paste it on your cardboard paper properly. Let me give here some slight cut. So once you are done doing that, let me cut off some excess cardboard paper so that I can move this around. So once you are done pasting it on the cardboard paper, you make some adjustments where necessary. Let me take this center line so you see it here. So make adjustments, make sure everything is intact. So we are done making sure everything is intact. So let's cut out our marking dots. So you see the marking dots, you see it. So now we're going to separate the patterns. So fold your cardboard paper into two equal parts. First of all, we are going to mark out the counter. So let me cut off the counter line so that we can be able to mark it out. So now place the counter on the edge of the folding this way, and then you mark it out. Let me use my compass. I didn't cut out the dot for this part, so I will shook the compass on this part so that it will surface on the other surface of the cardboard paper. Then I will mark out the rest. So after doing that, you retrace to have a full diagram. So right now we are going to add our lasting allowance, and I'm going to be adding 1.5 inch. Then you extend these lines to the lasting allowance. I added 1.5 inch. And after doing that, we now cut this one into shape. So we are done doing that. You can see what we have. So let's move over to the next one. So right now we are going to cut or mark out this one. I didn't cut the marking dot. I'm using my compass. So you see it's surfaced. You see it here. So you trace them out again to become a full diagram. And after that too, you add your lasting allowance. I'm also going to be adding 1.5 inch. Then extend these lines 1.5 inch as the lasting allowance. And then after doing that, you cut it into shape. So remember to mark these 2 dots out. So let's move over to the next one. You see our center line here. It is time to cut or mark out the buckle strap. So I have to cut this place off. Then cardboard paper is ready. Fold it into 2. Then place the center line here at the edge of the folding, and then you mark it out. So after that, we are going to trace out the dots to become a full diagram also, the same process. I have to replace this back. Let me replace it back. I need to get the end of the counter. Okay, here is the end of the counter here. Here is it. Alright, so we're going to extend the line to that point. Extend it to that point. Remember, this is the buckle strap, so we are going to extend it a little bit away from here. So we are going to add extra about 1 inch. Just add about 1 inch. So after doing that, you also cut it into shape. So we are done with that. You see the full pattern. So this one is going to be here, the buckle strap. So you see it. This is how it will be. Now pay attention. From here to this point is ½ inch. From here to here is 0.3 inch. From here to here, ½ inch. Then you come here and give it a curve at the end here. Then measure from here down to this point, another ½ inch. Then you bring this curve. You get the point. So now the length is about 12 inch. So let's cut it into shape. And now you are going to cut some straps, ½ inch. The length is 12 inch. The width is ½ inch. So let's cut this one into shape. So we are done cutting them into shape. So now let's make provision for the position of the straps. So I'm going to tick at the feather edge here. I'm going to start here. So place the strap, then you take the width of it, leave a gap again of about 0.3 inch, place it again, take the width, then you place it this way from those points, cross it to the other strap, and then you tick and tick, then leave a gap again of about 0.3 inch, then you place, make sure it is straight, and then you tick and tick, then you leave another space of about 0.3 inch again. This time around you take the width again at that point, you see it, then leave another gap again, you take another width. Okay, so let me make it visible enough so that you can see it. So can you see them? You see what, half inch gap, half inch gap, half inch gap, half inch. Same thing here, half inch gap 0.3, then half inch. The gap is 0.3 inch, the gap in between them. So I have punched the holes. We are going to transfer them to this. So we're going to transfer them to this. You can actually do this before separating the pattern, you understand, instead of stressing yourself. You can actually, mark out the positions for the straps before separating the patterns. You understand what I mean? Instead of, after separating the pattern and then you follow this process I'm using now, it's a bit stressful. You can just mark out the positions for the straps, and then as you separate the pattern, you mark them out at once. So let's transfer it to this one too. So assuming I have marked out these positions, I would have transferred it immediately before cutting out the patterns. You understand me? So, but it's still the same thing. You're still going to get the same result. So now we're going to punch the dots. We're going to punch the dots. So we have done that. You see it, fold and punch, and then you spread it. You see it. So we have done that also to this one. So now watch closely to the coupling. So see our straps, half inch width, the length is 12 inch. So watch closely, this straight straps is going to pass at the top here, followed by this. Then you see this one that looks like you is going to come down here. You get the point now? So do you see it now? It is very simple. You see it? You See the position, you see it. So pay attention because there's a little confusion there. So now the pattern is on the last. Pass this one here, pass it under here, and then set this. Watch closely, this passed under this one, so this one is going to pass at the top, then passed at the top, this is going to pass under. That is why it is a basket. You have to understand, pay attention to it. So this passed at the top, this is going to pass under this one, and to the rest. So now this one, this passed under this one, this is going to pass at the top and then goes the same way. So you can see what we have. You see the whole pattern. Here is where your buckle will be. So this one, remember, you have to create. Let me open this so that you understand what I mean. You see where this passed? You have to create seating for the strap to pass through at the counter here. Hope you can see it. Hope you can see it clearly. You see it? So it has to pass at the counter, the buckle strap. So see the whole process. See how it looks. See how it looks. So now you see this U here. That's where some people get confused. So pay attention. This one goes down to the back here, followed by this down to the back here. You're going to stitch around here when you are using your leather. You understand? You're going to stitch around here. Then remember the counter. The buckle strap has to pass, in between at the counter. Then the same thing applicable to this side. You see it? You see? You're going to stitch here also. You're going to stitch it. This down to the back. This one down to the back. Then the U goes here, then to the front. You see it? It is very, very simple. So that's what we have. Remember, your buckle will be somewhere here. Remember. So thank you for watching. If you have any question, feel free to drop them in the comment section. And also don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon because more videos are still coming. Have a nice day and see you in our next video.